How the team sometimes need to be very patient and waiting for the chances, but Erling also really needs to be patient sometimes when he's taking close care of the defender so close and all this. Just how difficult is it to both be patient and not get frustrated, but also be ready and switched on when the chance is there?
I think he's like that. I know Erling, the second goal that he scored, the transition, I did it, the team was high, they make a good build-up. Incredible runners from Phil, from Mateus, from him. I know this is, but I said many times, it depends on the opponent, what they decide to do against us. And that moment, I know the space is minimal. I said many times, there's 5 in the box, 3 central defenders, people in front of central defenders, surrounded for 5 or 6. To create the chances depends of his mates, how they move, how make the movements to make a spread all the structure defensive of the opponent's 80-yard box, and have to have, and of course the space is minute, the balls don't come, and have to be, patient. Yeah, have to be like that. So it's the only solution. If he disconnect, if he should have been disconnect, for example, last games, could not have scored the first goal. Impossible. So stay there, stay in the game. Sooner or later, your mate is going to help you to score.
And just how does he keep connected to the game when he's not involved with the touches and stuff like this? What do you see in his play that...
No, he has to be what happened, read what are the spaces, especially defensively, be involved. Football is not just here to score goals. When you are involved in your tasks to help the team and be aggressive in the first 2 actions, you are connected. Football is not offensive, defensive. Everything is related. We said many times. I'm very convinced of that. You are aggressive, you are pay attention, your throw is defensive, you are there. These kind of things, after with the ball, you are better. You are this margin of seconds quicker, faster, wiser to take a right decision.
And do you think also this is where he improves as he gets more older and more experienced, that he is able to be connected in this way?
I said his average in score goals is quite impressive, I would say. The amount of goals he scored is because since, of course, in 80 minutes, you have to be moments that you are maybe disconnected. It's normal, but in general, always have been there.
Yeah. Pep, just another one on Erling. In years gone by, he's kind of missed a few games. He's had niggles, he's had injuries. Wednesday looked a good opportunity to maybe rest him against, in one of the many European games you've got, but obviously you played him. Do you think he's got over that phase of sort of picking up niggly injuries? Do you sense he's a lot fitter and more durable this year?
I had the feeling there's a season that he feels better, recover better and feels better. He's incredible professional in that terms. He take care really well. I had the feeling that feels really, really, really good in that terms.
Is that something you've worked on sort of over the summer? I mean, obviously you'll have fitness programs for individual players. Is that something you've focused on, sort of getting that durability?
But he didn't have the Euro, unfortunately for him and for Norway, but I would say that have 1 month and a half, rest and make a good preparation, having incredible guys help him here and know what he needs, not just him, all of them, but especially him. And he's focused more than ever on what he had to do every 3 days, and he feels, especially in the first season when I arrived after the game, was so exhausted. You need time to recover, And we cannot say it was bad. The first season scored a lot of goals, we won the treble, so it's not about that. But that the feeling that he feels, speak with the guys, no, I feel good. Because, of course, without Phil now is starting getting better, without Oscar, the potential players can play in a striker, how good they move in small spaces, how good they are in front of the goal. So Oscar is not here yet, and Phil is getting better. So right now it's really, really important piece in our team.
Hi, Pep. In the past, when you've spoken about whether or not you want to sign contract extensions, you've said that one of the factors is whether the players are still responding. On Wednesday, you said that at the moment you love the way that your team is playing in this early part of the season. And I know there are other factors, your family, how you feel, but in terms of that one specific factor about whether the players are still responding after 9 years, are you happy with that? It sounded like you were on Wednesday.
A lot. I'm impressed. I never thought when I arrived after 9 years, and 9 years, even the next season, still we are with this amount of consistency in our game and still create more than the opponent, concede less than the opponent. So this balance is so good, and so again 4 or 5 actions, our back was unbelievable good, and So yeah, so I could not be more thankful to these players that still defend what we want to try to do in the way they are doing.
So just in terms of that, when it comes time to talk about your future, just in terms of that one specific factor, you haven't got any concerns that you'll have to look at that and think, well, they're not responding anymore, that it will be down to your personal choice, your family's choice?
I never had doubt about that, because I saw it a month ago in this season when I said, I see them training session every day and still they are alive, they feel it, they enjoy to come here to train and play the games, everyone want to be involved. We have in that a few teams as well, right? And not just here in England, I would say in Europe, a lot of injuries, and everywhere. But we are just 15 players or 14 players plus Nico, for academy. And okay, we are in difficulty. We have lack of players to rotate, to give rest, so I have to take care more. And still they do it. They make a step forward. They have an incredible mentality, and for most of them, they have they're so strong, so competitive. The tendency to relax, always have this concern, win again, what's going to happen, How drop when you win. I don't see winning or losing. I'm not saying that. Perform well or bad. I don't see. That's fact that they are dropping. I think everyone push each other. They push me, I push my staff, they to me, with ideas, with new things. The players, I push them. When I don't like, I tell them. They accept it well because it's the benefit for the team. They accept well the compliment. They will accept well the compliment for the media, the criticism for the media. So they forget immediately, win or lose, on to next, what's next. And they're huge competitors. You have a group of players with incredible mentality, not talking about the skills, mentality-wise, and they are really, really good.
Hey, Pep, just following on from that, without wanting to sound too cheeky, shouldn't they be like this, your players, because they're paid a lot of money? I mean, that's their job.
Sorry?
What you're describing there about no drop-offs and still hungry and very competitive and a top mentality, should they not be like this? Is this not why they're paid this sort of money? So is that not the sort of base expectation anyway?
Yeah. You never know when by a player, and I think Cheeky will be surprised as well. Hopefully our chairman as well. So I said many times, this is exceptional. This is not normal.
I mean, generally, shouldn't all football players be like this? Because they're paid a lot of money and it's their job, right? I mean, they wouldn't be top players without, so...
Yeah, but they will play football with less money to get paid. They love what they do.
Is that
so
the key
they didn't become... Always I try in my mind when I'm in the training session, they didn't decide to football players, or they were not in the streets when they were young to make box-to-box exercises. I go to the gym. They decide because I want to play with the ball. That's why I began football, and they love it to do that. And of course, it's absolutely get incredible way paid, because generally the people love that sport. As simple as that. No more difficult to understand it. But they would do it anyway. They would do it anyway because they like it. That's for sure.
And just next summer, with Cheeky leaving, Viana coming in, and players like Kevin, Kyle, Bernardo, a bit older, you may leave, you may not. Is it a big summer for City? You have to get, because you've always said that you're only as good as your players. It could be quite a few players need replacing, or is that exaggerating it a bit? Are you quite happy? You think even if those players sort of tailed off a bit, you've got enough?
It's a good question for Hugo Viana and Cheeky. So about that, but I think every summer is something. Had to be always. The club has to be ready. You pretend now everything is fine, everything, young squad. And apparently there are 2 or 3 or 4 players knock the door, I want to leave. I don't play, I'm not happy here, my family didn't adapt, but whatever. So I want to leave. We have to be ready. So I think the clubs always have to do it. And of course there are players with a certain ages that they have to see what happen. But I said, this is always have been like, I give my opinion, of course, but it's a question for the sporting directors.
Would it be right to think you were consulted on whether, Hugo's a good appointment? Just because I know you might not stay, but if you do, your relationship with Big Erestein and the transfers has been really important. So surely that relationship, how you would work with Hugo in theory. So did you have much of a say? You must have discussed it, surely.
No, I give my opinion, yeah. Many things I give my opinion, but the club... So the best way, I have an opinion, but because I see, but the sporting director from the stands always have an opinion as well, and see same important. So we try to do now, because I'm a manager, I decide, or you are a sports, I decide. We try to understand why it's good or not. We doubt a lot. We talk a lot about what is the best. And in all the sport directors, all the managers, all the clubs, you make a good decisions and always you make a bad decision. Nobody is safe about that. Nobody, because it depends of many factors how a player can suit, good in a good position. So, but I said many times. So, I think that even the players feel it. So, the club is well run. Structure is good, and the solid clubs not depend on one figure or another figure. When the club is strong, it doesn't matter, because otherwise it will not be good.
Guys, can we do one each for Michael, Simon and Neil, please, to get through you all?
Just on that, have you spoken to Hugo since the appointment was made? And do you know him personally? Have you had much contact over the years?
Cheeky club.
Means I get a second question, and that was a short one. Just on the injuries then, are you... The last couple of games, you've only had the last match, you only had 7 substitutes. The last couple of games, you had 2 goalkeepers on the bench. Are you in any way concerned about the numbers that you're currently working with at the moment?
No, yeah. For 1 game, 2 games is fine. For a long game, maybe 3 days. Now I have a tough period. After the game, we have 4 days, but after 3 days to Bournemouth, that's how difficult and demanding is. Go to Lisbon 3 days, and after come back 3 days, go to Brighton. So with just 14, 15 players, yeah, of course I am. But I said last season, so it would be easy. One team who have won 4 in a row. There's a challenge. So every season there are difficulty. We had in the past with important players injured all seasons, like this season. Unfortunately with Rodri, so... But that's what it is. Perfect scenario never exists in sport. Never, ever.
Are you hoping to have Jack or Jeremy back before the international break?
Jack, I hope so.
Yeah.
Jack, hope so. But Jeremy, I don't think so.
And were they picked up in the Wolves game or just in training?
Jack was in the training the day after, in one action. And Jeremy, I think, was Wolves.
Neil, to finish, please, guys.
Pep, you talked about the structure here, which you and Chicky have been big in creating the structure here. Do you feel that structure's strong enough that even if you weren't here next season and he's not going to be here, that's in place for success to still continue?
Yeah. Because they will find, it's going bad, they will find a solution immediately. They will react, they will be patient, they will be calm, and they will know what they have to do. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any doubts about it. 0 doubts.
And that was always the idea, to build something that would go on for a long time, even after you... But
that is normal. When it happened for a long time, for Chicky 12 years, or me, in my case, in our case, it's normal. It looks like, we cannot live without that. Of course we can live. Life is move on. The earth, we continue around. So...
Just to see what happened down the road when he left.
Who?
When Sir Alex left, it all went wrong at Man United.
I know that. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that is going to happen. Sure, because I know how it works. So it will be a bad sign for the club if for just 1 or 2%, one player leave or left, and after everything structure fell down. Listen, it's going to happen, for sure. So, because maybe I can make a mistake, but during the mistakes, they're going to solve it, the mistake will be solved immediately. That's for sure. Because the guys knows exactly the hierarchy, the guys know exactly what they have to do.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.